Some viewers may find this content disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Who dares awaken me from my slumber? Ryan Tremblay. It is always good to see you here in the Fox Den. This must mean it is time, yes, for another episode of Midnight Lycanthropy here in the Fox Den. Yeah, my creatures of the night, before we do head out, please allow me to replenish myself. Much better. That was delicious. Yet, I feel like I could keep on eating. Unfortunately, Ryan and myself do have some things we need to attend to. Without further ado, beware, it is time to take a walk into the darkness. April 1958, Pinal County, Arizona. Local sheriff deputy Benjamin Cruz is with his partner, Joe Donaldson, after being flagged down by two young hikers who look like they have just seen a ghost. After telling the two deputies what they had found, the two hikers offered to bring them to the location of the mysterious find. But deciding it was better for Donaldson to stay with the hikers in the squad car, Deputy Cruz headed off to the location the hikers had given him by himself. After about a half hour, Cruz found a small, abandoned camp a short distance off of the trail, which was well hidden. At the abandoned camp, Deputy Cruz found a partially eaten, semi-fresh meal and a kit that seemed to be used for cleaning a gun, yet the gun was missing. Inspecting the campsite, he found large scuff marks and scratches all over the ground, making it seem quite apparent there was a large scuffle that had recently occurred. Walking towards the nearby brush, Deputy Cruz finds a military-style sleeping bag snagged on a branch. Upon further investigation, he sees it was covered in blood and shredded up. Continuing to search, the deputy is unable to find the owner of the camp and decides it's time to radio back to his partner, Donaldson, and explain what he has found. The missing remains of the campsite owner were never found, and still to this day, people report seeing shadows of tall, dark black, wolf-like creatures roaming through the landscape, looking down at them from the canyons and hiding out in the mountainsides. July 7th, 1991, Flagstaff, Arizona. 4 college girls are found brutally torn to pieces in their dorm room. The door had been completely destroyed, as if something large and enormous had thrown its body weight into it and savagely destroyed the entrance to the room. Local deputies claimed the inside looked worse than any horror movie they had ever seen. A witness did come forward, a boyfriend of one of the deceased students, claiming he said he saw an enormous, dark black, werewolf-like creature destroying the front door to the girls' dorm room before viciously killing them. When asked what he was doing there, he said he was unable to get a hold of his girlfriend, so he was stopping by to see how she was doing. August 12th, 2020, Needle Vista, Superstition Mountains, Arizona. Cayman Welch sets out to enjoy a day of hiking deep within the mountains, when sadly he never returns. A large search party is set up to find Welch, including his girlfriend and other family members. As Welch's family and girlfriend are searching for their loved one near an old abandoned mine, they find some of his belongings, including clothing, as well as other things that he would have had in his possession. Yet astonishingly, there was also a bunch of other clothing and possessions that were not his. The family of Welch believed he was taken by something or someone's against his will deep within the mine. The same with the owners of the other belongings found outside. So, before we dive into Ryan Tremblay's encounter, what is really happening all across the United States of America, or even globally? It's pretty astounding to see all these encounters and missing people, and then look at all the known cave systems, and then previously back up and look at a Google Map system that then I can fast forward and look at missing people and tie it all together and get an astoundingly horrific image of what potentially is occurring. So, without further ado, here is Ryan Tremblay's eerie encounter. October 2020, 12:30 a.m. Tucson, Arizona. A local resident and friend of mine, Ryan Paul Tremblay, has been asked by his friends if he can watch over his house while he's off on vacation. Tremblay agrees and is in the area, so has decided to stop by to make sure everything is okay. As he's walking around the yard, he begins to hear strange sounds coming from the nearby brush. Yelling out, Tremblay gets no response. And now the sounds have suddenly turned into a loud growling. Thinking to himself, oh, mountain lion? Tremblay begins to slowly back up. As he is retreating towards the house, he hears the sound of something as big as a bear approaching him from the brush. This is when the neighbor's spotlight kicks on, and Tremblay sees what he thinks is an enormous hyena-like werewolf creature with bright red eyes, slowly walking towards him on all fours. Suddenly, as if the scenario couldn't become any worse, Tremblay hears loud popping and the sounds the joints crunching as this creature now pushes itself up onto two large, wolf-like legs. With its long, human-like arms almost dragging on the ground, the animal begins moving towards him and snarling. In total shock, Tremblay just stands there, frozen in fear. Then, to his horror, the creature now begins darting towards him before just stopping directly in front of him. Once it realized Tremblay wasn't going anywhere. After a few seconds, the animal stared at him before turning around and lumbering off into the night, breathing heavily like an overworked dog. Snapping out of his daze, Tremblay darted inside, locking all the doors and windows, and waiting for his friend to arrive the following morning. Once his friend did arrive, Tremblay and the man searched around the property and found large, broken branches and massive canine prints leading off into the distance. Well, we made it back in one piece, but that was some pretty gnarly stuff, eh? Thanks for stopping by, Ryan. Much appreciated. Make it home safe. And hopefully, we don't have any more Dogman encounters we need to take care of for you. Thank you for everyone who stopped by the Fox Den tonight for this episode of Midnight Lycanthropy here on StarFox Radio. If you do enjoy my content, please like, subscribe, and share it. Feed the algorithm just like I must once again lay rest. Until next time, stay safe out there.